Hello, in this video I'm going to look at how to use your calculator to evaluate cosecant of negative 30 degrees in 20 minutes. So one thing I want to mention is that what's happening here, and you have to be careful about, is, let me write it over here. You have to realize that when you're on the circle and you're looking at this rotation, this is positive rotation, this is negative rotation, and you're going negative 30 degrees and you want to still go a little further. So let's say this is negative 30 degrees, and then to that you want to still go another, and here, plus another negative 20 minutes. Right, so you're still continuing on in the negative direction, rotating. So that if you put it in your calculator, and if you're like me and you don't really like to use angle and all that, you could say, well, I don't know cosecant, but I do know 1 over sine, right? So I have to use sine. And then I'm going to put in negative 30. I'm going to be in degree mode, so let me just write that down. You have to be in degree mode. I'm going to do negative 30, then I'm going to add a negative 20 out of 60. So I'm doing the calculation already of the decimal degrees, going, getting this into decimal degrees by saying, well, it's 20 minutes out of possible 60 minutes, right? But here's the real key. The real key is that I'm really adding two negatives because I rotated negative 30, and then I still went another negative, so 30 degrees and then another negative 20 minutes. And that's why I have to enter it that way in my calculator. So now let's take a look how to do that in my calculator. So I'm in degree mode. That's the first thing I want to make sure. Then I want to do 1 divided by, and here I access sine. And then I'll put negative 30. And I can either do plus or minus or just minus, right? So I'm going to say minus because I'm rotating negative 30 degrees, and then I'm going to get another 20 out of 60, right? 20 minutes out of 60 possible minutes. And then I get negative 1.98008. All right. So that's the way I do it so I don't forget. However, you could use the buttons, special buttons on your calculator, and do 1 divided by sine of negative 30. And I think, let's see, you'd still have to do minus, no, let's see. No, let's do negative 30 and then go to angle. And then say that, tell the calculator that's degrees, and then put in 20. So that way what you're doing is you don't have to think about whether you're adding or subtracting. But the truth is you're continuing in the same direction. And so now I go to angle again. Okay, obviously I get the same thing. But in doing that, I didn't really have to think about the fact that I'm going plus and negative. So a lot of students, what they'll do is they'll go negative 30 degrees and they'll leave it plus without this minus. So then if they do that, so what's wrong is to say 1 over sine negative 30 and then say plus 20 over 60. Because what's happening there visually is you're going, another color, you're going negative 30, but then you're going plus 20 in that direction. So you're not ending up where you should. Okay. So so if you use this technique, which I like better because I'll carry it with myself, I know that I know that there's 60 minutes in a degree. I'll always remember that. I have a hard time finding these buttons, so I don't do that. So you can do it either way, but in any case, here is the evaluation of cosecant negative 30 degrees in 20 minutes. Just remember, you're really continuing on in the same direction, so you really have to add a negative, or just say negative 30 minus 20 over 60 and get your answer. Thanks so much for listening.